Butterfly, it's Bets. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing good. Today we're going to talk about sleep, and we are going to talk about some natural remedies with doTERRA that you can use for sleep. And I wanted to share a little bit about my own story in hopes that can be inspirational for any of you that are either struggling with sleep yourself or if you have family members that are struggling with sleep. So when we first started getting into doTERRA, we really were exhausted. So this really had started a few years before that. So when we got into doTERRA, Andy was about 6 months old and Abby was about 2.5. And so in that time, as young parents, we became more and more sleep deprived because our kids weren't sleeping. And even before that, even when I was expecting Abby, I wasn't sleeping well myself. So I was going on a couple years worth of being sleep deprived, and Jason as well. And these kids were not sleeping at night. We tried everything, and they just didn't sleep well at night. And so we were either up early in the morning or late at night, middle of the night. They just didn't really even have a set routine. Abby was always a very light sleeper. So even if you got her to sleep, say during the day, thinking you can just rest a little bit, she would just wake up like that. And then Andy gave up naps very early, not at 6 months, but even later down the road. So it was very important for us that our kids start sleeping through the night and sleep deeply enough that we could sleep through the night. And so about that time, we had been introduced to essential oils, really more for me, more for my health issues. I was having a lot of head tension issues and respiratory issues, and I was getting really good results with the oils. So when I learned that they could be used for sleep, this was really game changing. And I was like, well, I'll give it a try, right? And so I ordered the Serenity blend for Abby. And from the first night we used it, she slept through the night. And I just could hardly believe it when I woke up the next morning and it was like, whoa, she slept all night. And then for Andy, we found that he needed a little bit of tweaking. The Serenity blend did help him, it kind of calmed him a little bit, but really his best blend was cedarwood and vetiver. And that was the combination for him. So he needed something a little bit more than the Serenity, really, because cedarwood, vetiver, these are very deep sleep oils. And again, then he started sleeping better. So once our kids started sleeping better, so could we. So that is kind of a great place to start, is just with diffusing overnight. And then if you need more, you can use for yourself, obviously not for kids, but we have the Serenity supplement. So one thing that I realized was I thought I was sleeping pretty good, but I didn't really know what good sleep was. And so when I started working with a holistic doctor, one of the things that he could tell from my blood work and things, he said, you're not sleeping well, you're not sleeping deeply enough. And so even though I was sleeping, I wasn't getting restful sleep. I wasn't getting that deep restorative sleep that our body uses to heal itself. And this was really critical. So we talked about it. I didn't want to go on to anything more high powered, like a prescription or anything. I wanted to try Serenity first. And so because I knew we had this supplement, and he looked at the ingredients and he agreed that this would be a good fit to try. And then if we needed to progress to something more, we certainly could. So I tried the Serenity, and through my blood work, he could tell that I actually started sleeping deeper, and we hadn't changed anything other than me taking the Serenity soft gels. So, I take them early in the evening. So with my supper time supplements, um, I take two of the Serenity. I used to need three, because I really struggled with winding down, but now I'm doing better and I just need two. And so you can kind of play with that, how many you need, whether you need, start with one, right? That may be enough for you. But for me, I have more issues going on that I needed that. And so I take two at supper time. And then in order to stay asleep and not wake up early, or, sometimes you wake up in the night and you can't get back to sleep, that's why I take a second one, well, actually a third one at bedtime. So with my bedtime supplements, I take another. So I take three total, two at supper time and another at bedtime. And that's been great for me. So that is kind of how we are in our family with sleep. The kids use the diffuser blend. The other thing we do We do breathe overnight often because Jason likes, he snores, and sometimes he can just keep everyone awake. So we find the breathe and the diffuser can help with that, and the rest of us can get some sleep too. So that's what we use for sleep. I just wanted to pop in here because we had some personal experiences and stories to share, and I'd love to hear your stories. So if you're watching this, go ahead and tell me in the comments, what's your favorite oil to use for sleep? Have you used oils for sleep? Because the thing is, you may think you sleep great, but when you add these oils in or you add the Serenity in, like I thought I was sleeping pretty good until I realized I actually wasn't. And now I can tell the difference with the Serenity supplement in there and some of the other oils that we diffuse overnight. So, sometimes things are good, but they can get even better. And that's what doTERRA can help us do. I should just kind of list off the top oils for sleep that I would go for is cedarwood, vetiver, bergamot, Roman chamomile. I like vanilla because it's very relaxing. I just love the aroma. So I like to kind of mix that in with a blend. Of course, there's lavender, and then there's Serenity. But I just want to kind of give you some options and some things to think about. That because we know that we all have our favorite oils and things we can play with. So I'd love to know. Tell me in the comments what's your favorite oil, and I'm gonna hop off. Talk to you later. Love you. Bye.